to Los Angeles, and he defected. He said, I'm a member of the Muslim Brotherhood and I can't go back because I'm going to be put in jail. I'm not sure what happened in it, but this happened maybe a couple of months ago. This is a test case. This is a test case. Whether it's going to happen or not, we'll see what Obama is going to do. And we are accepting a lot of immigration, and they are going to the red states. Between the illegals who are being welcomed on our borders, it doesn't matter if many of them are gangsters or with diseases or with whatever. As long as you come and turn red states into blue states, you're going to be fine. Before the end of the term, come on in. You are becoming the minority in America. And this is the plan. It's going to be like Europe very soon if you don't do anything. And I just want to conclude, and then I'll take your question, by telling you that there were two superpowers in the world in the 7th century. It was Egypt and Persia. Egypt used to be a Christian nation. At a time of weakness, there was a lot of wars between Persia and Egypt. They were weakened. Arabs from the Arabian Peninsula conquered the two nations. Egypt used to have queens. It used to be a superpower of the world at that time. And queens were respected, and they were treated with great respect. They entered Egypt, they conquered the Alexandria Library, they burnt the library. This library had all the knowledge of the world at that time. Egypt never had a female ruler since the Arab conquered Egypt. Egypt's language was changed to Arabic in no time. And Egypt's religion was by force of the sword, was changed to Islam. Egypt in no time became a third world country. And this example should tell us something. It can happen to superpowers. But we're doing it to ourselves. After 9/11, what did we do? A lot of people don't understand that terrorism affects nations as much as it affects individuals. Terrorism, ladies and gentlemen, works. It works on the psyche of people. And Muslims since the 7th century knew that. They go into a country and they do a couple of terrible terror attacks, and that softens the population. It makes them cooperate. The American people have been traumatized after 9/11. A lot of people don't know that. We have been traumatized after 9/11. And instead of fighting the enemy, we're fighting each other. Democrat against Republican, conservative, this and that, blaming ourselves. What did we do to make them want to hate us like that? Instead of standing up to the terrorism, we are having a Stockholm syndrome. We're sympathizing with our persecutors. We're not only sympathizing with them, we're telling them, come immigrate here. Welcome. You're a terrorist? That's okay. If you had some connections with terrorists, yeah. You know that after Obama came to office, Hillary Clinton gave visa to the grandson of the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood. Ramadan, his name. He was prohibited by the previous administration from entering the United States. And Hillary Clinton gave him the visa. I debated him in Oxford last fall. He's a Tariq Ramadan, yes. Tariq Ramadan. And we're giving them visas. So we have to wake up. We have to stand up to our values, to our way of life. We have to stand up by Israel. We have to stand up to the truth. Because the truth is the only thing that's going to set us free, preserve our freedom, our way of life, our democracy. And we have to stand with Israel. We have to stand with the truth. And I'm not saying that all Muslims are bad. Of course not. Some of the nicest people I know are Muslims. But it's the ideologies that's evil. That's evil. It's the books that teach hate that's evil. And if all the Arab kids were brought up the same way I was brought up, it's very bad. It took me years to change. It took me years to reject the hate I grew up with. And it's time to expose it, and it's time to say no, and it's time to demand better. Not just for the sake of Israel and America. As a matter of fact, it's for the sake of the Muslim people themselves. You know, I speak for America, I speak for Israel, out of empathy for Israel, but I also speak out of love for the Arab people. And terrorism and hate is destroying their moral compass. And if I really love my people, I should speak about the way I was brought up, the way they're heading. So, just to conclude by a statement, I really believe that God eventually is on the side of Israel, is on the side of America. I know that God's protective hand is over Israel. And the reason I am blessed today is because I discovered the truth, and I'm speaking the truth. And I'm standing by Israel, and I am honored and blessed to do what I'm doing. Thank you very much, and I'll take your questions.